Detainees at Gitmo are accused of trying to kill us. So the question is, why are so many American lawyers lining up to defend these guys? A Wall Street Journal editorial says, quote, every lawyer wants his own detainee or detainee group. The result is that dozens of the world's most dangerous men now have their own legal dream teams. Reaction now from Cliff May, who is the president of the Foundation for Defense of Democracies. Hi there, Cliff. Explain this to us. A lot of prominent American law firms, and I think this will surprise a lot of folks, lining up to file amicus briefs to the court on behalf of these detainees. But your firm is filing some of these on behalf of the Justice Department and their lawyers. Tell me about that.
Yeah, the lawyers are lining up to defend these detainees. On our side, we're trying to defend the targets of terrorists and the victims of terrorists, and we're finding there is no line. I suppose that a lot of these lawyers would say they're doing it because there are legal principles they're trying to uphold. But it's also become the chic thing to do, and I think they also lose track of the fact that in addition to warfare, we're being fought with lawfare, which is the use of our own laws against us, a kind of jujitsu of our laws on the part of those who are trying to destroy our society.
Cliff, explain this. The Department of Justice literally needs the help of outside lawyers to prosecute these cases?
I don't know if they always need the help, but it can be useful for other lawyers and for other legal theorists and experts on international law to weigh in. That's what the idea of friend of the court brief is, amicus briefs. And at my organization, the Foundation for Defense of Democracies, we have a center for law and counterterrorism. And we do research on the relevant laws because sometimes it is useful for other people to come in with other arguments when the government is up against some of the most prestigious law firms in Washington and New York.
Cliff, break down the numbers for us, because so you're talking to some of these lawyers who are filing briefs with the Department of Justice. What percentage of lawyers are wanting to help the Gitmo detainees, and what percentage of lawyers want to help the government prosecute the cases?
Well, the number that want to help prosecute the cases is very small. I'm not sure I can give you the exact figures. I can tell you that I've been to Gitmo as well. When you go down there, almost all the detainees have lawyers working pro bono, in other words, for no money at all, for detainees. Plus you have the Red Cross down there and other international human rights organizations that are trying to assist the various detainees. When we go in and file an amicus brief to support the government's case, or again, as we see it, to protect the rights of those targeted by terrorists or victimized by terrorists, we don't find many lawyers on our side, or many groups on our side.
Okay, that's very interesting. Cliff, the other side of the coin is that some of these guys in Guantanamo Bay have been detained for a long, long time. They haven't yet had their official day in court, so some would certainly argue these guys deserve and need the legal defenses of good American lawyers, and that helps prove what a fair system the American justice system is. What about that?
Two things I think are important to say. One is they're being detained because they were unlawful combatants. There was nobody in World War II that we had detained, no Nazi, no Japanese prisoner of war, whoever got a lawyer, whoever got a day in court. They're being kept off the battlefield. If you want to change the laws and have a national security court and do it differently because you think this war is going to go on so long, you can do that. But keep in mind that most of those detained at Guantanamo have left. They've gone back if they were believed to no longer be a threat, although in fact a fair percentage have gone back to the battlefield against us, or and others have gone back to their home countries.
Oh, right.
The problem is if you take them and put them in an American civilian court and there's not the evidence you need, then you end up releasing them maybe in your neighborhood.
Cliff May, we have to leave it there. Cliff from the Foundation of Defense and Democracies, and you're doing some legal work and collecting lawyers who are doing legal work to assist the Department of Justice and others on Guantanamo detainees and all of that. Thank you so much for joining us.